Hello guys and welcome back to another FPL video. I know that game week 24 it's not done yet and we would have a game between Liverpool and Everton. We will have the Carabao Cup semi-finals, we will have the FA Cup finals, but I wanted to make an early video for you in order to get some information with the latest info that I've got. So I'm going to analyze the double game week possible fixtures because this is going out before the semifinals and we're going to analyze it. Then we're going to discuss the double week players and then I'm going to go with the transfer targets from the rest of the squad. If you want to support me and see more content from me, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, click that notification zone, and it will help me grow massively. So yeah, without further ado, let's go and analyze the fixtures because it's going to be pretty interesting if you ask me. So I've got a screenshot from an FPL Foco analysis, so you can see game week 24 here and game week 25, and let's see what is going to be the deal. So there is a high chance that Liverpool and Aston Villa clash against each other because if they knock Spurs out of the tournament, they will have their game week in 25. That will follow the double up in 24. So they will be facing Wolves and Aston Villa, one home fixtures. From those four I have to add, but still a great opportunity to invest in Liverpool players if you haven't already. Then Aston Villa will be facing Ipswich at home and Liverpool at home, so they can score against both teams, so probably attackers from Aston Villa are going to be popular. There is a slight chance that Chelsea and Arsenal have their game played. That's going to be from game week 29, because if Arsenal beat Newcastle, Chelsea and Arsenal will face off against each other and we may have double game week. So two teams, basically four teams will have a double week, but in order for that to happen, Arsenal have to beat Newcastle away from home, and Newcastle have been pretty solid against Arsenal throughout the whole period of this season and last season, if I have to add, so I don't see it happening. But still, it's going to be Brighton and Arsenal versus Leicester and Chelsea, so I would say an Arsenal player is going to be good to have here. Sad thing about one that we're going to discuss in a second, but for now I think it looks pretty damn good, and I would say that it's going to be an interesting double if that happens. But if Spurs knock out Liverpool, there is a 38% chance of that happening on bookies, so it will be Fulham facing Forest and Spurs, or Spurs facing United and Fulham. So I would say a lot of goals may come from the Spurs game, as they tend to score a lot of goals. So Aston Villa and Liverpool, or Fulham and Spurs, will definitely have a double game week. Newcastle won't have a double game week if they proceed to the final, but if Arsenal reaches the final, they will have a double game week against Chelsea. So having that in mind, I wanted to prepare a list from all of those 6 teams of players in order for you to maybe prioritize someone to get, because I think that it's a good thing to have priorities when discussing transfers. Of course, we need to see the rest of the fixtures because it's going to be pretty interesting to pick players. Maybe you have extra transfers, so you can pick players from them, from the other teams. But for now, let's focus on other fixtures, and then we'll move to the tier lists of the upcoming doubles and of the upcoming single game weeks. So here is the list of fixtures between 25 and 31. Of course, there isn't a double confirmed yet, but I wanted to go through all the fixtures and pick players that I think are going to be looking alrightish to bring into the team. So Arsenal and Aston Villa, I'm not going to discuss right now because it will be, I already spoke about them, but Bournemouth and Brentford are the next two sides that I think is going to be pretty interesting to get players from. I might avoid completely the doubles from the teams if they happen, and just pick a Bournemouth player or a Brentford player up front, but most probably I'm going to capitalize on the Bournemouth's good performance. Of course, I don't know how they played against Liverpool, but if they played all right, they have Southampton, they have Wolves, they have Brighton, Spurs, Brentford, Ipswich, West Ham. Those fixtures scream goals, and if I have to say, I'm a big fan of the Bournemouth fixtures. Brentford, if you are not getting him, Wissa or Mbeumo this week or in week 25, yes, game week 26 is still good, but at the end of the day, I would say that it will be a short-term pick. Brighton, mixed backup fixture, so I would be hesitant there. Chelsea, we already spoken about. Crystal Palace, yes, it's okay to target players from them, as Everton, Fulham, Aston Villa, Ipswich, Southampton in the next couple of weeks, with game week 29 probably a good week to free hit if some of the teams blank. So I would say Crystal Palace are a good target for the teams. Everton, I would not go there if I haven't already for the double against Liverpool. Fulham we already spoken about. Ipswich, Leicester we are avoiding. Liverpool will be spoken about. City I would avoid for now. United, mixed bag of fixtures, not my top priority. Newcastle, I would say that it's not the best time to go for their players. Forest as well. Southampton avoid. Spurs we'll talk about. West Ham, it's a good place to start getting some discussions there. And Wolves, I would say that it looks alrightish to go for their players, but probably after 25 as they face Liverpool. So we have to jump on the doubles first, of course, and to discuss them, but then we are going to add maybe 20-25 players that I think are going to be well ranked in the next weeks, and for the teams with good fixtures. So for example, I'll be focused Bournemouth, Brentford, Palace, United I will speak about, West Ham I will speak about, and the rest of the teams I will probably put whenever I feel like they will not have good fixture and not probable targets. But let's first see the possible doubles, how they are looking, and which players I think are a good fit for your teams. So once again, here is a tier list that I've created with players that I'm going to rank in different categories. This time the categories are good pick, okay, meh, would avoid, and don't. I would be selecting those players in different brackets and different sections because I think you have to have separation, and I will speak about each player, why I think that player should be included here and shouldn't, and should be considered as a pick in the other categories. We're starting with Castan from Fulham, and I would go in the would avoid section because Fulham are in the market for a right back, and that would mean that Castan might get benched pretty soon, so I would say that I would avoid him if I was going to go there. Then we go to Heung-min Son. I'm putting him in the meh section because in order for you to afford Heung-min Son, you would probably have to sell Palmer and Salah, and I don't think that's the right move. I think there are better Spurs players to go for compared to Son. Yes, he's on penalties, but yeah, if I need to free up funds, it needs to be from the big boys, and I'm not willing to remove them at all. Then we have our first don't player, and that's Luis Diaz. I would say that picking Liverpool attackers for that double will not be as good, especially someone like Luis Diaz, who is not even in the category of players that I would be searching to get, as he might be rotated. After that, they have a City game. Then it's going to be UCL games all over and all over and all over again. So I would say that Luis Diaz is an avoid here. There is a player that is going in the good pick section for me, and that is Nico Jackson. In my opinion, Nico Jackson has been in a bad form, but with good fixtures, Chelsea not only would possibly have a double up if they manage to get the double up, but after that they have two easy fixtures. So if Chelsea double up, I might get Nico Jackson in my team and just have him and just be prepared with him. But if they don't, I would be quite hesitant to move there. But have in mind that is only if the doubles are, which doubles are confirmed. Those are the transfer targets that I would go for from this team. Then we move to probably one of the players, if you don't have, you should have gotten already, but if you haven't, it's good to have. That is Salah. Then we move to Jurrien Timber. He's an okay pick. I would say that Arsenal defense, it's pretty nailed on until Ben White returns. Timbers is going to be playing as a right back, so he's an okay option. Of course, there are better ones, but for now he stays in the okay bracket. Then we move to Gakpo. I would move him to meh because most probably some of you have activated the assistant managership on slot, and Gakpo will be proceeding. So it will be an extra player, and I don't think he starts both games, so I would be considering him as a meh option. And yeah, if he's not nailed, he's not getting the love, but it's way more nailed than Diaz. That's why he's in the meh section for game week 25. Moving to Robertson, that's in the don't because he's going to be rotated with Tsimikas, and I would not go there even though he's the cheapest one from the fullbacks. Then moving into Trossard, he's in the meh category because I don't think that Arsenal were good offensively, so he's probably the better attacker that they have, but for now I would avoid. Moving into Konsa from Aston Villa, he's an okay pick. They have Ipswich at home. After that is Liverpool, but it's still at home, and Konsa can be used and rotated further down the road, so he's an okay pick. Nothing too amazing. Odegaard is in the would avoid section simply because of his price. He's too expensive for my liking. He's not confirmed on penalties right now, so I would be going there. Then we have someone like Kulusevski, who is entering the OK section. I think he's probably the best attacker from the Spurs lineup that I would go for. So yeah, he enters the OK section. There is a goalkeeper called Robert Sanchez. He's just in the don't, because most probably you have already used the transfer on either Alisson or Pickford or someone else, and having Sanchez is not optimal, such as getting Alisson. I don't think that the keeper transfer will be good here. If you have done it already, I think it's okay, but moving forward, I will not be going there. Then we have Trent, who is a good pick, one of the best defenders in the world currently, probably top 3 in the league as a fullback, probably top 1 if you get his talents and qualities, but at the end of the day, he is a good pick. I think he will be playing every game as they are important for Liverpool, and Bradley will be just utilized in the simplest of games. Yes, you can argue that Trent after game week 24, when they face Everton, after that they will face Wolves, and after that it's 3 games in quick succession. Yeah, but I think still a good pick, and coming on from the bench would get him some fresh legs and some good returns, if you ask me. Then moving into Kai Havertz, I would just avoid him, as I think there are way better forwards to target even if he has a double up. So, but even though they have a Leicester game, I think it's okay to add him, but okay, let's move him to the max section. I don't think he's that bad of a pick, and if you're looking for a double, I think that you can sell some players. So yeah, I think Havertz enters the frame here. Brennan Johnson is a don't because he's injured, simply put. Pedro Porro is an okay pick because they have an okay-ish fixture run, and this guy can attack. Yeah, he cannot defend to save his life, but at the end of the day, I think that he is in a good place right now. Moving into Darwin, he is in the don't section. Just don't. Yeah, he's rotatable, so I wouldn't go there. Then we have Marco Cucurella, who I would avoid as they have not a very good fixture run for the defensive side. Yes, he can get an attacking returns, but I would say that he deserves to be into the would avoid section. The don't section, probably not a big fan of. Yeah, let's put him here. I don't think that keepers are worth moving for. So Emi Martinez gets the would avoid section here. Konate is in the mech picks because he's cheap, he's reliable, but he's probably the 3rd best Liverpool asset, maybe the 4th even. So I would be putting him in May. I wouldn't be deciding to go there. Iwobi is May, also playing all the time, but he is not getting a lot of consistent attacking returns. So he's there. A very, very good pick, of course, is Gabriel. I don't think it gets better in defense for Arsenal from Gabriel. So yeah, Gabriel is in a good spot here. Of course, we have probably the best Aston Villa pick, Morgan Rogers. I think he is in a good place and an amazing place to be selected. I will be most probably looking to bring him in if Liverpool and Aston Villa have to double. Then we have Madison. He's in the would avoid section. He isn't in the don't, but even with injury crisis, they are tending to rotate him, so I will put him here. Then we have Cole Palmer. He's an amazing pick, so yeah, I would put him as a good pick. Then we have Levi Colwill, the same with Cucurella. I would avoid him just because of the bad defensive record of Chelsea and the fixture that they're facing. Dennis Raul Jimenez here in the OK section. Penalty taker, I think he's good and he's solid. Then we have Raya, another keeper, entering the don't section. I just don't feel like keepers are a go in those transfer targets because I don't think they will get a lot of the points. Robinson is in the max section for me because they have not a very good fixture on Fulham facing Forest and Spurs. I don't think it's going to be that easy for them to keep clean sheets. But yeah, he's an okay pick. You can always rely on the clean sheets for him. Another good pick is Saliba, who will be facing Leicester and Chelsea if they have a double up. So I would say he's in the good hands. Then going with would avoid for Smith Rowe because I don't think he's consistently playing, and I would be avoiding another player in the OK section most probably now that they've sold Duran is Oli Watkins. I think that he is a very solid option. He might be even going into the good picks, as now he has no competition for that forward spot at the time of recording. Of course, they can buy someone until the end of the window, but I wouldn't know that. So for now, I think Watkins is a good pick because he's the only striker that they have. And Van Dijk, I would be avoiding him because I don't think he's better than Konate for a selection. And as already mentioned, I think it's not worth going for. For Liverpool defenders, as you probably have Salah, Trent, and Swat. If you have a triple up, I prefer it to be Salah, Trent, and Gakpo, or Salah, Trent, and Konate. So yeah, Virgil ends here. Here is my list, 8 top priority picks, if you ask me, that you should have in your team. If you can afford them, I have 3 of them. I will be aiming for a 4th one if some of those teams continue to double up. So let's see how it goes. But yeah, honestly, I'm quite content with the performance of this tier list. You can put down in the comment section what do you think about it. Now let's move to a tier list for the rest of the sides, because there are some players that are very good to discuss, and I would probably keep the same criteria and would go for the following players. So going now into the single game week targets. Of course, if you want to pick some single players from the other list, the ranking stays, but now I decided to go through the players that are with a confirmed single game week. So let's go through them. It's going to be a quick addition to the tier list, so you can follow 2 tier lists. I think it's going to be well enough to begin the week. So we're starting with Collins from Brentford, and he's an okay pick. After the Spurs game, he will have an okay fixture run for a while, 3 games with good fixture. So if you're looking for a cheap defender, Collins is a good option. But for me, a way better option is Huijsen from Bournemouth. Bournemouth have the best fixture run going forward. So if you're looking for a solid center back that is cheaper than 4.5, I think Huijsen is your guy. I don't think you can go wrong there. Then moving into Kluivert and Semenyo, both are good picks. Kluivert's on pens, Semenyo is more nailed. So if all of the players return, you can rely on Semenyo while Kluivert might be rotated. But with the form that he is in, I think that Kluivert makes a very good addition into the side. The top 3 picks from good picks are from Bournemouth, but they have the best fixture on there. So yeah, I think it's a good thing to do. Moving then to big boy Erling Haaland, I would be avoiding him. He's too expensive for my liking, and he's not yet with the numbers. City are going to have a game with the Real Madrid team, so that's going to come between game week 25. So yeah, surrounding game week 25. So I think Haaland may get a rest. So in that case, I would be going there. A player that I will be going is in the max section is Gay. I don't think that Crystal Palace defenders. No, I don't think that the center back is going to be that good of an option, because Collins and Huijsen have way better fixtures. Moving into the don't section, it's Jared Bowen, because he hasn't returned fully yet from injury, and I want to see where Graham Potter will be using him. So for now, he's in the don't section. Moving then swiftly to Bruno. He's in the max section, penalty taker, but he plays as a CGM right now. So I would even put him in the would avoid section, as honestly, I would be avoiding him. A very good pick to go for is Wissa. I will be moving a lot of players here in the good pick section, because I think that they're in a good place. So yeah, Wissa, probably the best forward to go for from Bournemouth and Brentford for the upcoming weeks. Olaina gets in the don't section. I think that you can get away with Palace defenders, Brentford defenders, Bournemouth defenders. So Forest for now will be in the don't section. An okay pick is Munoz, who is a flying right back, so I would put him way higher than Gay in the pecking order, so I would go there. Player in the max section is Joao Pedro, as he's on penalties. He has some good fixtures, he has some tough fixtures. In the tough fixtures he can deliver. So yeah, he's basically neutral for me, so max section. Then I would be probably avoiding bringing Lewis Hall before fixtures against Liverpool, Forest and Manchester City. I don't think you should be relying on the Newcastle defenders in that 3 fixtures. Of course, they are not having a double up in 25. If they proceed to the final, they will have a blank in 29. So yeah, after that, I would pick Gordon, but for now, he stays there. In the max section is sales, because I think that keepers, yeah, I spoke about keepers, and keepers are in the don't section. I don't think you should be rotating keepers at the moment, as I think Pinkford and Alisson are the two most popular keepers, and would say that, yeah, sales, it's not worth it. A very good pick, even though they have a bad fixture run, is Isaac. I would say that this guy is amazing, and you should pick him. That's it for him. Ryan 8 Nuri playing as a left wing back, basically, but would be avoiding now as he faces Liverpool, and I don't think this is the week. From 26 onwards, probably he will climb up on the rankings, but for now he is there. Gordon is in the max section because he can score against anyone, but there are some better midfielders above him, like Kluivert and Semenyo, and another guy that is surely coming soon. So I will be going there. Chris Wood then enters the would avoid section. He's not in the don't category, you can always rely on him, but I think that, honestly, I wouldn't go for him if I don't have him already. Then a very good pick that I would say is Mateta. Just a brilliant player. Forward on penalties, most probably. Good fixture run. I think whoever has Mateta is pretty lucky. Then moving into Cunha, for now he's in the... So 8 Nur is in the don't, and Cunha is in the don't section. In my opinion, Game Week 25 is not a good fixture for them, in my opinion, against Liverpool, so I would be not putting any of them players. I would be avoiding Guardiola, as even though he has been scoring some goals as of recent, his form tends to drop sometime, and yeah, I would be just not going for him. Kerkes, of course, the flying left back from Bournemouth, enters the frame here. And I would say that he is a pretty solid shout out for picking a wing back. So he enters that frame. Ismail Assar is in the mess section. If you're looking for a very cheap Palace player, he's the guy. But for that price, I'll be going for Kluivert or Semenyo. In the don't section enters Milenkovic. I think there are far better defenders, already explained it. So I think just don't go there. Okay, pick is Amat. Let's pick him here. He's in the buff section above Bruno because he plays as a right winger and he can do some wonders. I know that Kobe Mainu has been utilized as a 10, but I see Amat and probably Kobe Mainu working together. Maybe Garnacho and Mainu, Amat being as a right wing back. Of course, there are a lot of possibilities, but Amat is cheap and plays in a United side that is improving. So I would say he's an okay pick. A good pick is Mbumo, of course. That was the midfielder that I spoke about when discussing Gordon, that you can pick him instead of him for the same budget. Then moving into the max section, it's Foden. With that bad fixture overrun and with the Real Madrid games, I would say that they will concentrate there. So the league may become their second priority for the moment, so he enters the main section. And an okay pick, but not the most amazing one, is going to be Berecieze. I think that Mateta is just the better player, so the good transfer targets are dominated way too much by Bournemouth players, but I think it's completely deserved having such a good fixture run after such a good form. I would say that it's completely deserved. I hope you like those tier lists. You can check the previous one if you have skipped to here. That's the double game week tier list with teams with potential double game weeks. It's not confirmed yet at the time of recording, so I cannot say which is the best pick, which to go for. That will happen in the future videos when I go through the transfer plans and everything. But for now, I think that is enough of initial data for you to rely on. Those would be the priorities that I aim for, so I think it looks pretty happy and a lot of good picks. That's basically a first in my opinion, when the good picks have been so many. As per usual, we have to say thank you to the members of the channel. Set Foreign with 30 gifted, Zach, Oscar Papa, Scouser with 45 gifted, and him. Thank you so much. If you guys want to become members of the channel and support me financially, there is a quick link below the video. If you haven't got the possibility to do it, or you are not a fan of spending money on content creators, you can just press the subscribe button. It would help me very much. Also, I hope that this video helped you pointing out why I think some of the transfer targets are good and some of the players are just not there for me, but yeah, I would say it was a pretty helpful video, at least for me when I was doing the initial research. So hopefully that will be proven helpful for you as well. Thanks so much for watching. I will be a little bit off, so you won't see too much content from me. One UCL Fantasy video will be coming your way, so for those of you that are watching UCL Fantasy only content or both contents, you will be receiving a video, but for a while I will just take a short break and I will return even stronger and better as a content creator. Of course, there will be a deadline stream for 25, but that's too far away. So for now, guys, I'll be saying thank you and bye.